Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, run for the UKV, have a look at the precipitation and the temperature over the next 5 days, as we are slowly going to see higher pressure building in over the next few days. It isn't going to be dominant though, we are still going to see troughs around, still see some unsettled patches, but we are also going to see temperatures increase, and that could be a recipe for sunshine and showers or even thunderstorms, and that is what we are seeing from the UKV, especially for the early part of next week. Lots of sunny conditions, lots of temperatures into the mid-20s, but at the same time, especially for the afternoon, some quite large, hefty thunderstorms breaking out. It's pretty standard pattern when we do see high pressure building in, but not completely dominating, allowing those troughs to continue to produce some instability. As we have a look at some of the longer range charts, we continue to see that warmer and drier trend as we head into the second half of July, but that pattern continues where it never fully dominates. Yes, we see ridges of high pressure building in, but never fully sat over the top of us, which does always keep the risk of showers, storms, or maybe even longer spells of rain if a trough or area of low pressure does get a little bit deeper. So it does look like it will be improving compared to what we've had. We have had some good confidence in that over the past few days, that it is going to be improving. It's going to be turning warmer, but we are likely to continue to see showers and thunderstorms around, especially said into the early part of next week. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now, if you start on the live radar, we do have a few showers around this evening, caught this around 11 PM, and you can see that we've got this weak area of rain across parts of the Midlands. This is a sinking weather front. We still have a few showers along it. To the south, that a few hefty showers breaking out across South Wales, a shower or areas of showers breaking out across London. Those have been going for a couple of hours, so even though they're not torrential, it has been raining there for quite a while, as these showers are very slow moving ahead of the weather front. To the north of that, clearer conditions, as we are seeing slightly fresher air, but it's nothing too cold, and as I said, generally over the next week or so, temperatures are on the upwards trend. Now, if you look at the temperatures this evening, you can see it is inevitably cooler further northwards, milder further southwards to the south of that weather front. But again, it's not anything remarkable. More towards average in the south, cooler than average further northwards, but as I said, turning more towards average or above average for all into the weekend and start of next week. Now, if you have a look at the latest UKV, you can see through the rest of this evening, we see a few showers around, but really into Friday, again, we see hefty showers coming in places and some thicker cloud, but generally not too bad of a pattern. Yes, some areas of rain, but for most, we are seeing relatively dry conditions, and the sun should pop through at times. As we enter Saturday, overnight into the morning, we could see some more widespread showers coming in off the North Sea for a time through the early part of the morning, but as we enter the afternoon, it does dry up for many. Again, a few showers where we see outbreaks of sun. Again, the indications of more of a thundery pattern appearing. We see perhaps some more hefty showers coming in for the North Sea, a little bit of a trough there for northern and eastern England. As we progress into Sunday, we start to see even more positive conditions. We do see the wind veering from a southwesterly, that is a warmer direction, but inevitably will be pushing in instability into early next week. And you can see for Sunday, not too much instability around. A few hefty showers across Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, but for most, quite a bit drier, and it would be turning a little warmer. And then, as we head into Monday, look what happens. It is dry initially, warm, and then we see the hefty thunderstorms breaking out into the afternoon. Quite an active pattern there through Monday afternoon into the evening, and you can see they slowly fade away overnight, and then as we head into Tuesday, initially for the morning, not too much activity, and then into the afternoon again exploding into action. So a classic sunshine and thunderstorm summary pattern into early next week. And you can see that the Cape levels aren't going to be absolutely humongous, but they are going to be fairly moderate to high in places. Some oranges and reds appearing, no darker reds, which would indicate some real quite severe thunderstorms, or even purples that we can see this time of year, but still moderate to high levels of Cape, which give us a good indication that the thunderstorms could be fairly active and could be strong. The other indication is the upper air temperatures will be trending back towards average or slightly above average, and you can see that from the warmer south to southwesterly winds, and that is why those thunderstorms could be a little bit stronger, or at least stronger than showers have been this week. And it is going to be warmer as well. If you look at the max temperatures as we head through Friday, nothing too spectacular, maybe a 19 or 20, so generally below average. As we head into Saturday, again, disappointing when we have rain further northwards, could just about nudge 19 or 20. And then into Sunday, starting to rise slightly higher, 22 or maybe a 23. And then Monday, look at this, finally we get up towards the low to mid 20s, 25, 26 is possible. Again, it will vary quite significantly depending on the thunderstorm activity, but from the looks of this, it won't be too bad, especially early on the day, and where we do avoid those thunderstorms, it will be very warm. And the same could be said for Tuesday, where again temperatures not quite as high, but could again see a 23 or a 24, so much warmer, much more summer-like next week for the middle part of July, but we are also seeing some substantial thunderstorms in places. Now, if you have a look at the latest GFS, see what that has in store for the next couple of weeks. Again, you can see high pressure starting to build in over the next few days, but still little troughs milling around. The pressure's not even dropping below really 1,005 millibars, which is just about lower pressure. So you can see it is very weak low pressure, but that's all we need this time of year to trigger those heavy showers. You can see as we progress into the latter part of next week, we could see stronger areas of low pressure trying to push in from the northwest, but always got higher pressure across the near continent trying to hold on. You can see it is fairly successful, but low pressure is still trying to push in for Scotland. So it's more likely Scotland is unsettled, England and Wales is more settled and warmer and drier. Right towards the end of the run, again, a bit of a battle between low pressure, high pressure. That doesn't look like it's going to change. So the majority of this run looking fairly standard, looking that's pretty much the same, with higher pressure trying to control, lower pressure not letting it have its own way, continuing to push in and give brief spells of unsettled conditions, i.e. this time of year, warm and thundery pattern. Now, do look at the latest GM, see what that has in store over the next 10 days. Again, high pressure trying to build at the moment, but still got those upper troughs milling around, giving those thunderstorms into early next week. That continues, and as we head towards day 10, again, high pressure firmly in control to our south, low pressure firmly in control to our north, and we're kind of in the battle between those two. It will drop warm southwesterly winds. You can see the upper air temperatures are trending to average or above average there. So no problem with the temperatures, but it would just be whether it is an unsettled pattern or whether it is a more settled, drier pattern. If you finally compare to the ECMWF, once again, high pressure trying to squeeze in at the moment, but still have those upper troughs milling around for early next week, and that is going to give that thunderstorm risk. And then as we head towards day 10, again, high pressure towards the south and the east, but low pressure out towards the north and the west, continuing to try and push in. We're not having too much luck. And you can see, again, trying to drag up some very warm air from the south ahead of those lows. Again, battle from all three runs here, with higher pressure trying to dominate, but not really getting its own way, with lower pressure continuing to try and push in, giving the risk of more substantial showers and thunderstorms for many areas. Now we can see this from the latest Ensembles. We do see the upper air temperatures trending back towards average, hovering around average for the foreseeable future. It's likely to oscillate up and down depending on the positioning of those lower pressure systems and where any little waving weather front sits, because that is the thing. On the border between high pressure, low pressure is likely where the weather fronts are, and that is what is going to be over the top of us. So there will be days where we will see cloud, we will see bits of rain, and that is just because of a bit of a waving weather front. And that's why those upper air temperatures are hovering around average, but as we get nearest this time, they're likely to deviate above and below. You can see precipitation is fairly consistent, which is low but frequent, which is very indicative of a showery convective pattern where the ensembles do struggle with the resolution to really pick up on those showers, but can definitely see there is activity. So again, we'll have to wait nearer the time to get the details of the shower activity, but you see there fairly consistent shower activity over the next couple of weeks, again, continuing to back up the idea that we've got of high pressure trying to push in, but low pressure not letting it have its own way, so continuing to keep it reasonably unsettled. Can look at the 2 meter temperatures. You can see they are very up and down over the next sort of couple of weeks, but generally on a more of an upwards trend compared to last week, more into the low to mid 20s. And finally, if you compare it to the ECMWF Ensembles, very similar, generally around average as we head into the second half of July. And again, lots of up and down in terms of precipitation, and it's fairly consistent. So again, backing up the idea from the GFS, very well. So it is looking like there will be plenty of dry and warm conditions over the course of the next week, but there will also be plenty of thundery conditions, plenty of showers around and even some thicker cloud at times. It's the sort of pattern where we kind of get the best of both worlds. For those that enjoy those sort of thunderstorms, the summer thunderstorms, we are likely to see some big storms in places next week. But equally, if you enjoy the warm, dry conditions, we are likely to see some of that as well. It just won't be as persistent as some would hope, and it will be, as I said, highly varied depending on location and on the day. We'll have to wait for more details, continuing to look at that latest UKV. Even though we've got thunderstorms on Monday and Tuesday, that's not guaranteed. We'll have to wait and see through the weekend to see if that pattern does persist. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.